Richard Delasky, Bernardino Koku Avila, gentlemen, it's Friday.
Yes, it is Friday.
Morning.
It's not looking like Friday.
Oh, is it looking like what?
Because if Friday is something must something, but I mean like some way, Charlie. The whole system do some way.
What are you saying?
I don't understand.
I don't understand what you're saying.
understand.
Yeah, maybe so. So you say brothers should do it.
Stick to what?
They say they should be faithful.
Yeah, faithfulness is the key. Oh, you heard it.
But is that what you have been saying for the country?
Yeah,
It's
but
Friday.
the way he's trying to go.
I just say to stick to what?
It's a very,
Stick to
very
your words,
serious
stick to
area.
your time. Stick to what?
So you should listen to the older people first.
Are you for real?
You should hear their part, their side of the story first, because the way you are going, you are just making allegations.
I didn't even say anything. I said stick to your time, stick to your words, and stick to one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
I understand.
Brothers.
And I'm saying that listen to the older people first, their side of the story. Anyway, the Chronicle says this morning, his gold fields under fire. Workers allege unpaid wages and delay in revamping the mine. Also, the front page, social media abusers will face the law. That's quoting President John Dramani Mahama speaking 2 days ago. And Mahama must focus on fixing security matters. And Tim Forjo is finding his voice again.
The Daily Graphic, President Mahama flags $42 billion import scam. Also, Ghana receives $360 million World Bank funds. Junior Graphic marks 25th milestone, and government earmarks 1 billion cedis to end double track system.
Let me take you to the Informer. Lesson from Gitmo 2. Publish deportation agreement with US. Public demands full disclosure from government. The photograph of the president is here, and he's also here with the president of the US, Donald Trump. Also on the front page, there's something here that says, I'll expose falsehood with data. That's coming in from Baumia, flag bearer aspirant of the NPP, and Ghana barred from aid over debt default. It comes with a photograph of Media Chief Executive Alexander Kofi Mensah Mold.
The Daily Gist, Mahama speaks, runs from Galamsey, 80-phase oral probe, city stability artificial. Full story on pages 3 and 4. Also, 2028 elections, quiet voices, modest leaders gain public attention. There are 3 people photographed here: Akwesi Opon-Fosu, Professor Jenano Pokwajiman, and Patrick Yalboama. In other headlines, Akufo-Addo cautions Africa against becoming battleground for global powers. And then land dispute in Keta lands in court.
Hey, we better go.
Meanwhile, Baumia says, I'm the most winnable candidate. Vote for me, he tells MPP delegates.
The Ghanaian publisher also goes with a story about Heath Goldfields being under fire for deceit. Also on the front page, Mahama, John Mahama's Galamsey U-turn, group slams posture. Also on the front page, MPP elders to aspirants take to issues, not insults.
The Herald, Ghana airport boss sparks national security scare, blocks 213 Ghanaian peacekeeper soldiers or peacekeeping soldiers from Kotoka aircraft diverted to Togo for emergency landing. In other stories, Mahama names Napo, Wontumi, Bedieto's wife, others in corruption probes. MPP must respond to changing political climate among young people. Otafo MP urges reset. And Ghana Exim Bank new board to drive export growth and industrialization.
Let me take you to the Insight newspaper. The big story talks about after countries or centuries actually of slavery, colonization and dehumanization, reparations a must for Africa. President Mahama declares at Kwesi Pratt book launch. Also, Trazaco condemns legal demolitions, that's how they're calling it, defends lawful ownership of Tema land. At least they are making that claim. As Jubilee House Chief Imam Office deny involvement in Trazaco Springs fence wall mayhem.
The Inquisitor is focused on the National Service Secretariat after exit from NSA. No table for Felix at Ministry of Finance. Felix Jemfi, former NSS director or board CEO, is photographed here. Retail sector is for Ghanaians. This is President Mahama. Government to build 50,000 capacity stadium at Boteman. This is Kofi Adam speaking on the City Breakfast Show. And Suhum MP leads opioid substance abuse sensitization in Akorabo. That's on the front page of the
Akrabo.
Akrabo. All right.
Okay, let me take you to my final newspaper. The Citizen says this morning, Pantang, Abokobi Road, now a death trap. And it comes with a photograph of the Minister for Roads, who is just smiling here.
The road is a trap.
Also, solar energy, the beacon of hope. And something here that says Islamic scholar gives government tech-based tips to tackle exam malpractices in Ghana.
The Ghanaian point, national security to crack down on social media hate speech and falsehood. The National Security Coordinator, COP Osman Abdul Razak, is photographed here. Kenneth Japan says, I'm the only politician with the ideas to transform. Also, President Mahama to officially kick ball at Ghana Premier League 2025 opener. So, two of my teams are playing. Hearts of Folk is hosting Hawkway United.
Oh, I see. Then you have two of your teams in. Who are you going to support?
Wherever the ball enters, I'll be happy. Bawumia proposes constituency-based budgeting model for Ghana, also on the front page of the Ghanaian Post.
Right, so if you go to ChannelOneNewsOnline.com, Charles Redu says deportation deal with U.S. skipped parliamentary approval. Now, 30% women's quota must be enforced now. Affirmative Action Law Coalition. Mohammed Galamsey stands shameful. This is Mensha North MP speaking. CJ's removal. This is politics, not accountability. Upon your marking here, Galamsey fights lacks true leadership. Arocha Ghana firing. Constituency-based budgeting to drive youth job creation. This is Dr. Baumia, and 32-year-old man jailed 35 years after defrauding victim of 50,000 Ghana cedis in the Ashanti region. On Galamsey crisis here. It says IEA tells Mahama Galamsey may soon require state of emergency. Government to allocate 1 billion Ghana cedi to cancel double track system. This is Harun Idriso on citynewsroom.com. Tariff hikes critical for energy sector stability. This is the IMF. Kennedy Japan says he's the transformational leader Ghana needs. This is attributed to Charles Bisu. And the IMF projects Ghana's debt to GDP ratio to reach 60% by end of 2025. If you go to the High Street Journal, where did the billions go? $42 billion left Ghana for imports in the last 4 years, but no goods landed.
This is the president speaking at the program a couple of days ago. And
President Mahama eyes 5% depreciation of CD per annum. Is it in line with economic principles? Big question here. Ask your VAT invoice and ask for your VAT invoice and help Ghana grow. This is DRA urging citizens here. If you go to now, despite Mohammed's unwillingness, coalition against Galamsey insists on state of emergency as crisis worsens. My Joy Online very quickly. Trader gets 5-year jail term for stealing bread. World Bank disburses $350 million.
5 years
yes.
For stealing bread.
Yavubolo.
Was it the whole house of bread? How many loaves?
It looks like a loaf here.
No, it will be the position of the law. If it's stealing, then
my brother.
But maybe somebody it's heavy-handed. They have to do something about the law. And the judgment, I don't know.
Sometimes when you steal bread, they should just let you weed.
Yeah, but if it's not within the
bread, you go and spend 5 years in prison for stealing bread.
The police were heavy-handed.
Anyway, we'll get the story.
Yeah, Ghana still reigns as Africa's gold king with 4.8 million ounces in 2024. This is Chamber of Mines.
So I see a few things. I see the stories from Mohammed's Meet the Press. I'll give you a few. Sky will take us into the thing about the U.S. Deporting. So Daily Graphic leads to President Mahama flags $42 billion import scam. Suleiman Mustafa reports that the president has revealed a shocking abuse of Ghana's foreign exchange system, where over $42 billion exited the country in the past 4 years through the payment for imports that never arrived. Speaking at a media encounter, as we know, the president said investigations uncovered a pattern of companies securing foreign exchange from commercial banks to pay for goods, but failed to deliver them in the country. The massive outflow of foreign exchange has severe implications for the country's economy, including reduced foreign exchange reserves, cedi depreciation, and an impact on businesses and individuals. The shortage of major foreign currencies, particularly dollars, can lead to a depreciation of the currency or the cedi, with significant implications for inflation, interest rates, and economic growth. Now, the government has currently taken steps to address these irregularities in the activities of money transfer companies, which have collected dollars abroad but failed to repatriate them into the country. The president added that some banks have already been sanctioned and that individuals will soon be interrogated with the prospect of further penalties if wrongdoings are confirmed. This is quite serious. Now, let me come to you still on the fallout from the president's
Yeah.
meeting with
So
the
you
media.
go to page 3 of the Informer, which is actually their lead story. They say the Ghanaian public is demanding that President and the government of President John Dramani Mahama should publish the full bilateral agreement with the United States government that makes Ghana the recipient of West African deportees. Now, the call follows President John Dramani Mahama's disclosure that the U.S. has signed a bilateral agreement with Ghana to that effect. Now, addressing the media on Wednesday during the press encounter, Mr. Mahama revealed that Ghana's decision to accept the first batch of 14 deportees aligns with the ECOWAS protocol on free movement, which grants citizens of member states the right to enter and reside in other countries within the bloc without a visa for up to 90 days. You know that there was an agreement we had with the U.S. some time ago during his first presidency,
Yeah.
the Gitmo 2, and that matter went to the Supreme Court, and the decision was made that, well, if you make agreements like that, Parliament must have a say at some
In
point.
fact, Charles Redu, who is a former Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister and current member of Parliament Security and Intelligence Committee, has raised red flags over what he describes as a lack of parliamentary oversight and transparency regarding Ghana's agreement with the United States to accept deported West African nationals. Now, the president, during a meeting, we know this background already, he's been reacting to it. He says, I was a bit curious when I heard the president talk about this, because apart from the fact that I used to be a Deputy Foreign Minister, I'm also a member of the Security and Intelligence Committee, and I can tell you on authority that nothing of such sort has been brought to our attention.
Another big story for me is Daily Graphic, page 20. Government earmarks 1 billion cedis to end double track system. This is Severius Kalideri experience. Severius. The government has earmarked 1 billion cedis to phase out the double track system in senior high schools. The Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, announced this during his inauguration of a new staff accommodation facility at Accra Girls Senior High School. The massive investment, which will reflect in next year's budget, will be sourced from the GET Fund. The double track system was introduced in 2018-19 to accommodate the surge in student enrollment following the implementation of free SHS. It was expected to be a temporary measure to address the issue of insufficient infrastructure and overcrowding by dividing students into two groups to alternate in cycles, utilizing the existing facilities more efficiently. Haruna Idrisu explained that the proposed investment aimed to tackle the long-standing infrastructure deficit that necessitated the double-track system. He explained that this substantial investment, central to President Mohammed's vision for enhancing quality of senior high school, and the Ministry of Education says funds to be used to complete stalled projects, including classroom blocks, assembly halls, to ensure all students were accommodated in a single unified system.
Okay, but let me draw your attention to a story on page 7 of the Ghanaian publisher, which says Ghana tops West Africa in disinformation detection. That's according to a report. Now, Ghana has been ranked the best performing country in West Africa for detecting misinformation and verifying content, scoring 95.8% in the Universal Detection Index, according to a new Disinformation Index report released by
Pens plus bytes.
okay.
Pen plus bytes.
This was Pens plus bytes.
Yeah.
Now, the study, supported by the National Endowment for Democracy in partnership with West Africa Democracy Radio and the Sahel Institute for Democracy and Governance, examined election and post-election disinformation across Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, and Burkina Faso. You know, the president was talking recently about...
So what were the specific findings that Ghana tops?
so in terms of detection.
So we are good at detecting.
Okay.
But what it also means is that we are doing a lot of, misinformation to as a country. Disinformation.
Wow.
I mean.
Now, the national security is set to crack down on social media hate speech and falsehood because National Security Coordinator COP Osman Abdul Razak has expressed a strong commitment to safeguarding Ghana's digital space, vowing to clamp down on the spread of falsehood, hate speech, and inflammatory content on social media. And now, speaking at a presidential media encounter on Wednesday, President Mahama said security agencies now have advanced tools to track offenders and ensure accountability in line with national laws. According to him, the National Signals Bureau has acquired the technology to trace individuals through their IP addresses regardless of their location, to curb what he described as a growing culture of recklessness online.
The Herald has a couple of stories. Ghana Airport sparks national security scare. And it says that Ghana narrowly escaped another aviation scare on Tuesday morning when an Ethiopian airline aircraft carrying 213 officers and men of the Ghana Army were denied landing clearance at KIA, reportedly due to ongoing renovation works on the runway. The aircraft, chartered by the UN to transport members of UNIFIL Gambat 91 back home after a year-long peacekeeping mission in Lebanon, was forced to circle Ghanaian airspace for nearly an hour before diverting to Lome, Togo for an emergency landing. According to the Herald's military sources, the soldiers were left outraged by the incident and have since petitioned their commander-in-chief, the president, over what they described as reckless conduct by the Ghana Airports Company Limited. Their petition specifically cites the managing director, accusing him of refusing clearance for the landing around 3 a.m. The returning troops, led by Lieutenant Colonel Isaac Kobe Boaku, endured a harrowing experience as the aircraft reportedly ran dangerously low on fuel, with one engine even developing a fault during the ordeal. Sources said the unexpected was about to happen before the pilot diverted to Lome, where the Togolese authorities allowed safe landing. Now, compounding the soldiers' frustration was the fact that after the emergency landing, they were made to remain on board for hours due to security concerns in Togo.
Because they are soldiers.
You can't bring a plane of 213 Ghanaian soldiers and come and land in somebody's country and expect them to come to the... Their sudden presence was viewed as potential military incursion until clearance was secured for refueling and eventual return to Ghana later in the day.
I think this
the episode left the troops weary, returning from years of service away from... What is not clear in the story is whether the airport company was contacted to give an explanation of why the aircraft was not allowed to
If
land.
the runway was being renovated, that one, it would be a reasonable explanation.
So the Herald understands that following the approach, the KIA managing director has been reaching out to both the Ghana National Force and the National Security to prevent the matter from escalating. But what I do not know is what reason was given
for
officially.
But
they cited what they call renovation of the runway.
But they said reportedly.
Okay.
You see, you need to. I think the airport company needs to give a specific. I don't know whether it's airport company or civil aviation or whoever needs to give a statement to explain what happened. Then it gives the full.
Well,
meanwhile, I want to tell the Minister for Roads about Pantan Boko.
Yes, it's very important.
So he should come close to the radio.
And he should enter the old
Honorable Governor, please come close to the radio. New man, see Doche writes in the Citizen newspaper on page 3 that the road leading to the Bantang Hospital in Abokobi Township is alarmingly a death trap, as its disheartened surface, bumpy rides, traffic chaos, and unpleasant field is affecting the life of commuters.
It is true.
Yeah. So, Mr. Minister, you have to go there.
But I want Caleb to deal with the
trader.
The trader who stole bread.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't just one loaf of bread, though.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, it was quite a number. So he said in February 2024, the complainant loaded 114 loaves of bread valued at 1,680.
Was he going to feed 5,000
on his unregistered tricycle valued at 35,000 Ghana cedis to his customers at Adisheman Lorry Station in Kumasi. So his name is Adamu Al Hassan. He's pleaded guilty to the charge of stealing
100 loaves of bread.
Yeah, man, 114
Jesus Christ,
loaves.
God,
Jesus needed just 5.
114.
Why was he taking the bread?
He was going to sell it.
It's not been the number of years. I just feel like sometimes, it's almost like you've done something, go to prison. The prisons need to be renovated. They are full. We need to find ways of reforming people, getting them to do other things, reintegrating them, because it's a lot of things. Because to keep a person in prison for 5 years
for 114 loaves of bread.
This one is.
But the bread is a lot.
It's plenty.
Was he going to share it?
I was going to sell it.
We're going to sell it.
Maybe the followers.
Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.